Today we have with us Bipin Daftardar. He is here to guide us about career in commercial arts field. He is working in that field since last 35 years. Let us start with a very basic question. What is commercial arts?
Commercial art is the art applied to the commercial use for the benefit of the users or the customers. We also call it applied art because it is again art is applied for the benefit of the users.
What is the eligibility to apply for commercial arts?
Eligibility for the course for the commercial art, which is basic, is 10th standard. Some students also can opt for 12th standard after a couple of years in the college. Uh, Basically, you have to have the elementary and intermediate drawing guild examinations. That is very important because that gives you a basic knowledge of the art.
Which are the different branches and specializations in commercial arts?
There are various branches in the commercial art. One is publication design, other one is illustration. You can also go in for typography, specific typography. You can go in for photography course, or you can go in for a corporate identity program.
You told us that elementary and intermediate exams are necessary. What is the advantage of these examinations for commercial arts?
Elementary and intermediate grade examinations, which are in the schools conducted by the Maharashtra state government, which are very important because these give you very basic information about the art. There are a lot of subjects which are covered like memory drawing, technical drawing, freehand drawing, still life. These drawings or these kind of courses give you basic fundamental of art in total.
What is the course structure?
The course structure is spanned over 5 years. 5 years, that is after 10th standard. For the first year, it is called the foundation course. After the foundation course is completed, students can opt for commercial art or fine arts, or there are other courses like interior decoration or the things like that, or you can opt for any other courses in textile design.
Which are the different institutes in Maharashtra and abroad, and what is the fee structure for this course?
Traditionally, there are many institutes offer these kind of courses. Primarily, there was Abhinav Kala, which is still there, which is on Tilak Road in Pune. There is JJ School of Art in Bombay. There are other institutes in Pune, which is MIT Institute of Design, which is in Loni, which is near Pune. There is Symbiosis Institute of Design, which is in Yeroda. There is Bharati Vidyapit Art School. There is also D.Y. Patil Institute of Design. There is also a specialized institute which is offering these kind of courses for art students, which is DSCO Super Infotech, which is also near Loni. There are other institutes in Mumbai, which is College of Applied Art, which is Rachana Sansad in Dadar. Uh, there are also a couple of institutes specially for girls, which is Sophia Polytechnic and LS Raheja Institute of Commercial Art.
Can you please give us some information about the actual work in this field?
Traditionally, this is very specific now. This is no more art, which is like a science now. There are things like when a client comes to your office or to a company, which he requires these kind of advertising or publishing kind of things to be done for the promotion of his products or services. You start from gathering the information, sitting and discussing with the client, which is very important. In the earlier days, this was not the case, but since this has become a science, gathering information from the client is very, very important. Once you gather the information, then you have to develop design briefs. Based on the design briefs, you have to go about how to strategize the visual design or the graphic design. Once that is done, we call it a brainstorming session. We call this as a brainstorming session. Once the brainstorming session is done, we sit with the team inside in the office, and then we come up with the different ideas and concepts on the paper. Once that is done, we come up with the comprehensives of the advertisements or the art or whatever marketing collaterals are there. Then we present these to the client. We get the feedback from the client. Once the feedback is there, we again change things into that based on the client's feedback and what we see appropriate. Once that is done, then we make the final artwork. That artwork is sent to the printing press. Now, to decide all of this, you need to have the understanding of the printing processes. There are different printing processes in the market. So basically, you need to have that kind of understanding. There is also a very important factor which is learning new technologies, because with the advent of the science and technology, you need to keep yourself updated with the science and technology. Uh, there are different programs which are used for the graphic design, uh, primarily which is Adobe Photoshop, Adobe InDesign for the page makeups. There is also Adobe Illustrator for the vector graphics. There are Quark Express, which is used for the publication design, and there are some other software which is also used by the graphic designers. Uh, it's again a teamwork. It is not a individual work, because we call it a commercial art. This is a teamwork, and you have to deal with the team, work with them, which consists of copywriters. There are photographers also working with you. There are illustrators who do the specific illustration work. There are typographers who do the typography work. And then there are account managers who also deal with the customers to get the information, and it's a connection between customer and the artist. So this is kind of a setup of the nature of the work.
What are the different job opportunities in India and abroad?
There are many job opportunities for the graphic designer. As I said earlier, this has no more remained as art, and it has become like a science. We have a specialized lines for each designer. You don't have to be jack of all trades, because you can choose which stream of the work you can choose. There are roles like illustrator who does the illustrations. His part is only the creating illustrations for the specific ad or the brochure. Um, there are visualizers who completely visualize the entire design. Their job is to complete own the design and segregate the work to the illustrator or a typographer. As I said, typographer is also a position in the field. Typographers do the specific typography work. Now, typography work, which is again uh, a specific service or a brand, requires a specific font. So you need to understand the differentiation between the fonts, the speciality of the fonts. There are animators. Now, this is an extension of an illustrator, because once you can do the illustration in a better way, you animators take those illustrations and they give a movement to the animation. So that becomes an animation after the illustration. There is also a role like interface or web designer, because with the advancement in the science and technology, the websites and web applications, the introduction of iPhones and iPads and Android phones, we need to have these kind of designers who can understand that media better. So there is also a role for these kind of designers. And there are graphic designers who can help all of this. Their work is also a specific work. They can create icons, they can create some other stuff which is required for the web design or brochure design. Uh, one important role which has emerged after the advancement in science and technology, which is called a visual designer. Graphic designer and visual designer, they have a very different role. Visual designer thinks in terms of a totality of the design, and graphic designer works only on the specifics of the design. So visual designers are required for the creation of websites and web applications. So if you look at all of these roles are defined by the separate industries. Now I'm saying industries because there are publication houses, there are printing presses, there are specific magazines which require these kind of designers. There are website design companies. There's a new technology called user experience design, which are specifically working on the human interactions with the web applications and websites. So, if you look at the openings in the market these days, they span from print design to the electronic media.
Coming to the last question, what is the future for designers?
Oh, there's a abundance of opportunities for the designers these days. As I initially said, that this is not has remained only as an art, and it has become a science. Uh, you can look after yourself very well once you enter into the field. These kind of graphic designers or visual designers can get jobs in printing houses. They can also get jobs in the electronic media. Uh, there are jobs available in the major cities and the metro cities in the India as well as international. Uh, the the software companies which are there in the market these days, they also get jobs done in India, and the software companies are based in the US or any other foreign countries. So you can get attractive salaries uh, in India. You don't have to go out of India. You can still be in India and get your work done. Graphic designer get jobs in printing houses, as I told earlier. There are magazine houses which require the graphic designers. There are ad agencies. Ad agencies have tremendous opportunities for the graphic designers, because if you have talent, if you have creativity, which is all about art, you can get jobs in the ad agencies. So there are multiple opportunities here. There are also some branding companies, because they specifically work only on the branding, like corporate identities. These are very small ad studios, which I can call. They also work only on the branding of the companies, and they only provide those kind of things. So again, it's all about creativity, and you can get jobs and you can fulfill your dreams by earning a lot of money. You asked me about the fee structure of the courses, and there are different institutes which I told you earlier. Fee structure ranges from 65,000 rupees to 2.5 lakh of rupees, because if you look at the offerings by the institutes, these institutes are very well equipped. They have very large campuses, and they have very latest machineries and the tools which are offering great opportunities for the students to learn. So fee ranges from 65,000 to 2.5 lakhs.
Today, Bipin sir gave us very much information about career in commercial arts. This information is really helpful for all those students who aspire to be a commercial artist. Thank you, sir, for coming here.